This is the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. These two teams certainly have seen better days, especially last season when both were over 500. Now both teams just fighting to get back to 500. Fort Worth at 2-4, Bossier City at 1-6. Got to get to at least 500 to have a remote chance of getting into the postseason. Hello, folks. Tyler Falk here with you here tonight, alongside Ramos in the broadcast booth, J.W. Hartshorn, and Zach Holdorf of the Stats Truck, and of course, the SFL Commissioner, Cameron Irvine, is back in the studio. Ramos, good to have you with us here tonight. It's must-win territory for these two former playoff teams.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, a loss not officially, but almost effectively eliminates you from the playoffs. I mean, especially after Houston has looked so strong. They've only lost one game, and they still have to keep pace on top of the division. So if either one of these teams still wants to at least get a wild card spot, you have to win tonight.
And especially being in a divisional matchup, these two teams have seen plenty of each other since the inception of Bossier City's franchise all the way back in season 15. Here we go, meeting number 14 between the Steamers franchise and the Toros. And here we go, good opening kickoff. We get one again here from Bossier City. Dave Axis, sleeves to the house on the opening play.
I mean, that's a statement play right there by Dave Axis, one of the better kick and punt returners in the SFL over the last couple of seasons. And it only took his couple of blocks and a nice spin move to the outside to just bring him loose. And after that, there was nobody there. Obviously, the kicker is not going to catch up to him. And Bossier City on the road strikes first, 7-0.
Last week, it was Vancouver's Ezekiel Bear doing it to Bossier City. This time, Bossier City does it to Fort Worth. A little bit of paying it forward as Dave Axis gets the kick return for a touchdown, opening the scoring early, and the extra point is up and good. Dave Axis' first career kick return touchdown of the season, make it his third of his entire career.
Yeah, and he's been, I feel, overdue for one, Tyler. He's been very, very good. Obviously a very fast receiver and a very good returner as well.
And so how do the Toros respond? Fritchley, the rookie wide receiver, and he's down immediately, and already a wide receiver injury happened room. Already without Hunter Jacobs, who's inactive tonight, now loses Fritchie.
Not ideal, of course, after Bossier City scores 7 to be down your receivers. I mean, this is a game where I think both quarterbacks will decide it. Whoever quarterback plays better wins this game.
Hunter McGee and Stephen Hacker, your two left standing from that entire wide receiving room. Left in Fort Worth after the injury. And now Eric Price will go under center. We'll probably see a lot more of 0 here as he gets a good gain of 7 yards. Let's check that is Bacon, his counterpart, who gets the opening carry for 7 yards. He does partner alongside Jet 0 and Aaron Alexander in the backfield. We talked about the wide receivers. Robert Garrett Jr. is the tight end, with Jaleel LaRue, Duke LaRue, and Emilio Panda on the line. Another heavy set here from the Toros, and they'll try quarterback sneak with Price, and they'll mark him just maybe a half-yard shy.
Yeah, now we'll actually try it again. If you tried it on 2nd and 3, why not on 3rd and inches? But it looks like probably a single back formation here. No, it's a heavy eye.
Worth a look at Bossier City. You might see another QB sneak. No, it'll be a pitch near side. Here is 0, and 0 is eaten alive. Freddie Trammell gets behind for the takedown. It's a loss of 2, and the Toros' opening drive stalls out immediately.
Yeah, I think that's just a scenario of Fort Worth getting too cute on that one. I mean, that sneak gave them about 2.5 yards. But they tried to pitch it to the outside, and there was nothing there.
Punt us away from rookie female kicker Sophia Peaches, and this return from Axis going nowhere. He's met up immediately by Delaney Nash at the 35-yard line, and so Johnny Pickler already coming onto the field for the first time today with a 7-point lead. A little bit of a cushion, maybe that'll help him settle some nerves. Saw him throw a couple interceptions in the loss to Vancouver last week. We'll see if the week of preparation and that extra cushion help out with his confidence. Four-man rush, opening throw to Vincali on the right side is caught for an immediate first down. Already, Ramos, we are seeing the different styles of offense translate for better fortunes already for Bossier City.
Yeah, that just looks like a quick slant or even a bang 8. You know, it's called a bang 8 because it's 8 yards and you just hear a bang from the safety just hitting the wide receiver. But a good throw by Johnny Pickler, and that's going to be key, man. Johnny Pickler needs to stay clean in this game.
Send a little bit of extra pressure, and they get through the A-gap to deny the tailback Rob Noel from getting any forward progress on first down. Let's meet the rest of the Steamer offense. Noel partners alongside Robert Nemchek and Speedy Gonzalez in the backfield with Dave Axis, Vincali, and Jeff Banfield at wideout. Adam Williams and Garrison Blue are the tight ends with Jukin Rukin, Anthony Anderson, Yogi Barr, and Hookie Barr on the line. Pickler, right side again to Kalia, and that bang 8 route working wonders early.
Yeah, it really is. And it's just one-on-one coverage on the outside, and just Kalia just too fast for the corner, at least on those two first throws. You know, safety not there. And a good throw again by Pickler. Good timing by Johnny Pickler here in the first couple of plays.
They tried to have Tobias Gordon creep up into that zone where the route was going, but Kalia tucks it inside just enough for him to get open for Pickler to find him. And now it's first down again. Hefty shoulder from Noel. And he's finally taken down after the hit by Delaney Nash. And we're going to see a lot of fireworks here in this Tex-Mex Louisiana division now.
Yeah, I mean, always. The South Division is always, high levels of competition, and these teams know each other very well.
Tex-Mex Bayou, new acronym, and that route outside, nothing doing. Banfield tried to climb the ladder above two defenders, couldn't haul it in.
Very close on that one, Tyler, off the hand. So this is a decent throw by Johnny Pickler, but a little bit too tight of a coverage. 3rd down and 9, and I don't think Bossier City's in field goal range. They need at least about 6 or 7 yards.
Benford known for making those tough catches throughout his 10-season career. Now in the motion to the slot on the right-hand side. 3rd down, screen near side. Noel trying to lower the shoulder, but this time unsuccessful. Adam Leach there with the stop, and it brings up 4th down, maybe in Mac Fennett field goal range, but they instead will punt it with Danny Dimes.
Yeah, and it's right there on the fringes of field goal range. Honestly, on this kinds of situations, I like going for it. Tyler, you're kind of in no man's land. It's even too close to punt. That's a good one.
I'm going to try and return it from the 4-yard line. An ill-fated decision. Does bring out the ball just a little bit further, but still, great punt from Dimes. Fort Worth going to start on their own 8.
So, yeah, I mean, you have to let that one bounce, man. Like, it's just not going to be a good decision. The odds of it just dying right there are not very good, so you should get just the ball at the 20.
One middle, Bacon up to about the 5-yard line. Already a better run. Again, the first down working pretty well for the Toros on the first drive and here on the second drive. It's what's transpired here between 2nd and 3rd down, which have caused the Toros a little bit of discomfort. I'll try a pitch near side with 0 out of 1, but Trammell again, eerily similar to the play on 3rd down on the first drive, Ramos.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be another 3rd and 4. Again, this is like, as we've been talking about, this is a decimated wide receiver group, but this is where Robert Garrett Jr. needs to step up.
Missed the first driver, the first return from Nick Fritchie, the 3rd stringer wide receiver. He goes down, and Hunter Jacobs out for the game as well. They're down to only 2 contracted wide receivers. Pass middle is nearly picked up by Trammell.
That was very close. Dangerous throw. Freddie Trammell, a very veteran linebacker. Very good, especially stopping the run, but this time drops back in coverage and gets the pass breakup, and another great stop by the Bossier City defense. And they're winning the field position battle here in the first quarter.
That they are. Another second straight 3-and-out forced by this Bossier City defense to begin the ball game, and that will bode well as Axis gets this return up to the Fort Worth 45-yard line. And the Steamers will take over in enemy territory, being defended by the Toros defense led by Jerry D. Gund, Jeff Gagne, Luther Gund, and Hendrik Callahan at defensive line. At linebacker, it's Jasad Grackleflint and Jeff Spicoli. At corner, it's Tobias Gordon, Adam Leach, and Aiden Davis. The safeties are Ben Charms, Delaney Nash, Ben Stone, and Sion Waddles. 1st and 10, Pickler will look to pass, looking over the middle, tapped, excellent! Tap from Ben Sharps, getting just maybe the tip of his finger to the football.
Ben Sharps, another veteran player here for this Fort Worth defense, and he's a very, very good safety, formerly undrafted and picked up mid-season, and he's carved out an amazing career.
3 wide here for the Steamers. We're seeing a lot of Banfield motion early in this football game. 4-man rush, Pickler middle, looking for Kalia, and well, that may have worked on the first drive for a little bit, and that little short, shallow post not working here.
Yeah, no, not at all. And again, Ben Charles delivering the hit. 3rd down and 10, and Bossier City's in that same position, Tyler. I mean, they're too far away from field goal range. This time they do need to pick up a 1st down.
4 wide, Pickler will pass, and Kelly this time holds it in inside the 30-yard line. That'll move the chains.
Great throw again by Johnny Pickler. He's had a really, really good first quarter. The veteran quarterback has clean pocket, throwing the ball inside, and I think it was Ben Charles in the coverage right there, the safety against the receiver. Good route.
From the 27 of Fort Worth, will be a pitch play, right side. Out of a tackle, Nimchik still churning those legs forward. Great gain of 9. That's what you try and teach every young tailback, and Nimchik in his 2nd season learning well.
Yeah, and this is something that Bossier City needs to establish. The run game. They like to throw the ball a whole lot. It's been their MO for many seasons. Johnny Pickler is a gunslinger, but you need that balance.
Two tight ends now left, and they'll try and go fullback. And Leach comes up with the hit on Rob Noel, who is playing in the up back position. Short gain, 3rd and 2 coming up.
3rd down and 2. It's kind of open for like either pass or run, but I will run it here, Tyler, if I'm Bossier City.
Been working pretty well. Let's try again, another fullback dive, another Noel carry. This time getting more than 2 yards to pick up the 1st.
And those are the things that win you football games, right? Is that situational football. Convert them 3rd down, convert in the red zone, don't turn the football over. Those things are the details that win you or lose you football games.
And rush on 1st down, and a pass that was intended for Garrison Blue. He just tried to turn around, just couldn't locate the football in time.
He was pretty open, and I think Johnny Pickler just missed him. He was past the defense, and really the first bad throw from Johnny Pickler tonight.
Nickel look out of the Toros to try and combat this 3 wide receiver offense. Another pass, another middle. This time it's Blue. This time he's in from 16 yards out. Touchdown, Bossier City.
And those skinny posts, bang 8s, those slants have absolutely killed the Fort Worth defense. They just do not have the defenders to cover the seams, it looks like. And Bossier City has taken advantage of it for a couple of drives, and another score for the Steamers, their first offensively. And Fort Worth now will be down in a 14-0 hole, and this is what we were talking about. With the lack of wide receivers, if you fall behind, you have to throw your way back into the game, and it's going to be challenging for the Toros.
8-play, 44-yard drive, just under 2 minutes taken off the clock, and it's a 14-0 lead. And while these two teams have seen plenty of each other because they're so close to each other for so many seasons, Ramos, you could say Bossier City is the bogey team for Fort Worth. Toros only have 3 wins out of the 13 meetings that they face each other. Bossier City's franchise knows how to play the Toros.
Yeah, they do. And this is the thing with division rivals. Sometimes you get those really good matchups, right? Carolina, for example, against Florida comes to mind. Carolina, a team that, normally plays Florida very well. It's kind of one of those things, and Bossier City just plays Fort Worth very, very well every time.
Rice gonna roll here on first down, and it's nearly picked by Bogey Barr, streaking over the middle.
That should have been an interception, and if that's a pick, I don't know if too much for a pick six, but that would have given Bossier City obviously premier field position to score again.
They're being forced to go to more of these heavy sets, bring in more of the fullbacks and tailbacks because they only have 2 wide receivers. That pass, beauty. Stephen Hacker turning around at the right time, picking up 5 yards.
Yeah, and it's obviously these guys, right, that have to step up huge here for Fort Worth. Obviously has to be, Stephen Hacker, Henry McGee, and Robert Garrett Jr., especially the veterans who need to make those plays.
Doug Gabriel checks in for the injured Fritchie. One of the rare times already we've seen a 3 wide receiver set, but Bossier City sends some pressure and they get home. Joe Boo McSlim, how do you do?
Just meet me at the quarterback right there. It's just 3 different defenders, including Bogey Barr on that one. And it's just not a chance here for Fort Worth's offensive line. And again, another 3 and out. Bossier City will also have really good field position with that sack, Tyler.
Another time they'll have it. Last time they started in the Toro territory. This time they'll start from their own 45-yard line. Fair catch held in by Axis. And here comes another injury. And unfortunately, it is for the Toros. Zion Waddles, the free safety, is down.
Talk about a first quarter from hell for the Fort Worth Toros, man. Like, couple of injuries, you allow a kickoff return touchdown. Your offense has been unable to get moving. Your defense is back there on the field.
3 wide and an eye here for Pickler. Handoff right side. Noel, minimal gain maybe. Nash is there on the tackle.
1 yard. This is a huge. I know it's the first quarter, but this is a huge defensive drive here for Fort Worth, man. They need to stop the bleeding.
Run. This time it's Nimchik outside. He gets a couple more yards. Nash again in a tackle. He'll be the busy man today, especially now that he's out without one of his safety partners.
Yeah, and if there's somebody who can do it, he can do it. He's a former league MVP, one of the few defenders who have been league MVP. And, he's still obviously a premier safety in the SFL.
Pickler in trouble, finds Banfield over the middle. Fancy footwork in the pocket and a brilliantly weighted pass to Banfield.
Yeah, best play of the night here for Johnny Pickler as he just buys himself an extra second to find Banfield, who fights off the man-to-man press coverage. Gets open, and that's a great play, great throw, great catch. And Bossier City is again into Fort Worth territory.
From the Toro 41, Pickler, near side, incomplete. Good coverage there on the outside on Calia.
Yeah, and Bossier City really testing the teeth of this Fort Worth secondary, who throughout the years has been one of the best in the entire league. Adam Leach, Aiden Davis, Ben Stone, Ben Charles, Delaney Nash. You're talking about all those guys potentially future Hall of Famers in the secondary.
And a defense that has already forced 17 interceptions. That's second most in the league coming into this week. Pickler near side, this time finding Blue. Oh, what a pretty pass from Pickler. Perfectly placing it with a perfectly weighted pass. He is on fire tonight.
Yeah, perfect touch on that one for sure. And I would like to see another fullback dive here on 3rd and inches.
Set up for it with a heavy eye. They will give it to Noel. Stiff arms his own lineman and gets about 5 there for the first down, as that will take us to the end of the quarter. It's been all Bossier City early, 14-0 as the Toros deal with injuries, inactivity as we go into the end of the quarter. This is the SFL on the Virtual Football Network. Welcome back to the Stockyards here from Fort Worth, Texas. I'm Tyler Falk alongside Ramos Lynn. The visiting Bossier City Steamers started off the night with a brilliant kickoff return touchdown to begin the game from Dave Axis. They had a touchdown, a passing touchdown to Garrison Blue, the tight end, on their ensuing possession. And now they're looking for another touchdown from their offense here. Tailback split out wide, that's an errant pass. Unfortunately, that's been more like Pickler most of the season. Ben Stone hauls in the errant throw.
And that's been most of the Fort Worth defense this season as well. You know, you were mentioning it. Now 18 forced INTs, and Ben Stone is one of the, you know, again, better safeties in the league. Just a terrible throw. I mean, you're trying to connect in between the linebackers and the safety, but that was just not good enough.
And there's the update for both injuries, and crucially, Fritchie out with a concussion for the remainder of the game, and so it's down to McGee and Hacker for the rest of the night. Maybe Doug Gabriel and Stokely can come in and assist, but really the Toros are up a creek without a couple of their paddles. And Price trying to get back in off his back foot. Brilliant throw to the Cowboy, Robert Garrett Jr. for 9 yards.
Yeah, you know, hashtag throw it to the tight end on that one, and that has to be the theme throughout the game, I believe, Tyler. I mean, maybe not, you know, throw him every time, but you know, rely more on your veteran player and the guy who has the you know, the secure hands.
Just a little over a yard to go here from Price. They'll pitch it with 0, and that pitch play has not worked yet. Funk jarring the tailback back a couple yards.
Another 3rd down and 3-yard situation. They have not been able to run the ball particularly well.
Except for a QB sneak. That'll work. About 8 yards and a first down.
Yeah, and you know, as a defense, you don't expect a QB sneak from that far out. You know, maybe on 4th, you know, 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1, maybe a 3rd and 2, and you're pushing it. But 3rd and 3, you're not expecting the QB sneak.
First down, 2 wideouts. Here for Price. 2 backs behind him here for support as Bossier City send a blitz. Screenplay right side. Bacon. Trammell is there initially as Bacon's able to get out of that tackle, but then is cleaned up behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1 for Fort Worth.
Negative play now. 2nd down and 11 yards to go. You got to keep yourself ahead of the sticks. If you're the Toros, at least get half of it here. Get about 5 or 6.
Pass middle. Hacker alone. One of the rare times today we've seen Hacker get open, and Price finds him to move the chains for only the 2nd first down for the Toros tonight.
And wide open. I mean, nobody in the vicinity of Stephen Hacker, just left completely alone. You know, and then that has to be the focus again for the Bossier City defense. You know, now that you have only you know, well, 2 less players to worry about, star players. You know, you have to really concentrate on 88.
Price doesn't look like he looks like he's liking what he's seeing out of the Steamers defense, shading the play at the line. Say that 5 times fast. Price, middle, and Trammell. Hello at the logo. A brilliant catch, and Bossier City repay the favor.
Wow, I mean, on the previous drive, he did have that really good pass deflection, almost a pick. And this time, he gets the one-handed grab, an interception, and Bossier City will be effectively at midfield.
And how about it, Ramos? You said it. Down without one of their star guys, one less to worry about, one less speedier wide receiver to worry about. Just got to worry about protecting your area of the field, and Trammell doing just that. As the Steamers set up at their own 48-yard line, pitch play left side, Noel out of one tackle, looking for more room. Getting close up to about the 45-yard line of the Toros.
Can tackle really good by Noel, you know, turning a 1-yard gain maybe into an 8-yard pickup and making it very short for second down. And this is where they've been doing that fullback run, Tyler, and it's been very successful so far.
And that's why we see the Toros pile in 9 men here into the box. There it is, the fullback on 23 on 23 crime. Charbs gets in the backfield for a 1-yard loss.
Really good adjustment right there by the Toro defense. They had been unable to stop it in the first quarter, and that time, really good play by the safety. Now, Bossier City will have to throw, you believe.
Wide, Pickler gets hit from behind. Luther gone, unseen, unsighted, down goes Pickler.
Yeah, Luther gone, coming completely unblocked off the edge. That's not the guy that you want to leave unblocked. And I mean, kudos to the Fort Worth defense, man. They're keeping the offense in this game. You know, they've only allowed 7 points defensively. You know, the first one was a kick return, so the offense has to respond.
And the return from McGee gets up to the 21-yard line. And while it's 14-0 here, Ramos, you know, most of these games between the Toros and the Steamers usually end up in the single digits when it comes to margin of victory. We're only talking about 4 games that have had a double-digit margin of victory between the two sides. So the Toros know how to come back in these situations, and they've done it multiple times throughout their entire franchise. That's another pick, and a fumble, and McGee hauls it in for the Toros. Interception, Bossier City ball, fumble, Toros get it back.
Well, let's see if first of all it's an interception, Tyler. Oh, it is.
Oh, that's a clear football move.
Yep, he does the football move. What a break here for the Toros.
And just like that, because it was a turnover, it's a brand new set of downs. First down again here for Eric Price and company. D-line shifted in, expecting something up the middle. Heavy blitz coming. Price middle, Hacker is there, one-on-one coverage with the safety, and that'll get him a first down and more.
And again, that's the guy, that's wide receiver 1, Stephen Hacker, one of the best of all time. Just running that slant pattern again, and there's just nobody there in that, you know, short side of the field.
That's a perfect blitz counter. Quick pass. You're more likely going to see man coverage when there are so many defenders coming out. You like that. Price doing a good job finding the veteran wide receiver. Price again will throw. Across his body, deflected again. Incomplete.
Second down and 10 coming up. And, you know, this Bossier City defense, you know, they have a couple of passes and everything. I mean, that's going to happen, but they've been very stout.
So backfield now, Price will send Aaron Alexander, the fullback, out to a tight end spot left side. Tries to get a chump block. That's good. There's a throw. Nearly caught by Gabriel, but he's hit hard. This might be pass interference on Bossier City, and it is.
Yep.
That'll tag Bob Funk, the free safety, with the infraction just a bit too early.
It looked like a little bit bang bang, but you know they're gonna call it against the defender. It looked okay to me, Tyler. I'll be completely honest with you.
That's why we're up here in the booth, Ramos.
That's
We
true.
would get as much flack if we were making those calls. We were down there making those calls ourselves. We'll
That's
just
true.
call like we see it. Price, floater middle. Price is there. Finding Hacker, who's hit by Trammell for a minimal gain.
2nd down and 8. Does keep you ahead of the sticks, but a really good play by Freddie Trammell. These linebackers, excuse me, have been so good. Barr has been good. Obviously, Freddie Trammell with that pick has been very good.
Here's a run from Bacon to the outside, trying to stretch the ball forward. And that'll give him yards. That gets him a yard shy of the line to gain. Good open field running as we tick under the 5-minute mark in the first half.
3rd and 1. I will throw the sneak again, Tyler. I will run the sneak again.
It's worked so far. Split backfield behind Price. Send the tight end out into the slot near side. Be a counter. No, they'll just go straight up the middle, and they opened up the middle of the D line, and Jet Zero will scamper on through for an easy first down.
Yeah, much needed conversion here for Fort Worth, finally into Bossier City's side of the field. They need to come away with at least 3 points before the end of the half, Tyler.
Toros, who barely had any yards in the first quarter, doing a great job here on this drive to try and catch up to Bossier City. That a gain of 4 there from Bacon. All first quarter, the Toros offense was only able to get 12 yards, and now they've already gotten 60 here in the second quarter. Heavy formation, flip out to 0 right side, and maybe a minimal gain there. Gunny McGuire, wrap up tackle.
Essentially a long handoff for Fort Worth, but again, another good job by Bossier City, just blocking the edges and blocking the flats.
Wide blitz coming. Price got to get rid of it. Out of a tackle, still looking for it. He'll tuck it in and run. Eric Price hit hard on the 25-yard line, paying for it with his body, but brilliant job from the quarterback to escape the pocket and pick up the first down.
You know, that happens when you run something like this, right? That 0 coverage, man-to-man across the board. If the first guy doesn't get the sack and the quarterback can get out of the pocket, that's going to be big yardage on the ground. Really good decision by Eric Price and a really good individual play.
13-yard run from the QB as he's back to work under center. McGee now slot near side. Price will roll in that direction. Now across his body. McGee had it, but what a play by Michaela Foraker. Getting in with the hit at the nick of time and showing Bob Funk how it's done.
Foraker, probably the best DB in the entire SFL last season, making a big-time play on that one, and it's going to be 2nd down and long here for the Toros.
2:43 to go. Price will look to pass again. Right side, 5-yard line. Caught McGee. Down to around the 2-yard line. 1st and goal, Toros.
Good patience right there by Eric Price, allowing his receiver to get open. A good, solid throw. 1st and goal. See if Fort Worth can punch it in. Do they go with the quarterback sneak?
Goal line D, anything's possible, and do they try with Price? The defense backs up so late to acknowledge the run, but eventually Bogey Barr comes up with the stop near the goal line, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning here in the first half. 14-0. The Toros are just under a yard from getting their first points of the game. You're watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. Fort Worth looking to get that donut off the scoreboard. 2nd and goal from just inside the 1-yard line. Split backfield behind Price. Hacker on the left side was the motion to try and run with Bacon, and down he goes. Nothing doing. Zach Holdorf, the corn man, double duty with stats, and now the Toros got a half a yard to go.
If that, probably just about 3 inches to go for the Toros. Don't do anything cute, just go north-south.
Handoff, fullback Aaron Alexander, touchdown Toros. We got a ball game.
We do have a ball game. You know, Bossier City was able to get their first points on the kick return. Outside of that, we're going to be 7-7 on offense. Obviously, the points from the kick return still counts, but you know what I'm trying to say is Fort Worth obviously very much in it. Their defense has played really well, especially here in the second quarter, and the offense has finally come alive.
What a brilliant drive from the Toros, who were stymied all the way up to this point. Punt, 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 interception, interception that they got back after a fumble, and now a long 14-play drive, nearly 70 yards, and over 4 minutes taken off the game clock. You're watching Simulation Football League action here on the Virtual Football Network. This week on VFN SFL, Week 11 continues on Monday, while the UFL Conference Finals get going Tuesday ahead of the inaugural UFL Championship game, Friday, October 3rd. No other network gives you more football. The SFL lives on VFN. Return from the tailback, Nimchik, getting some pretty decent yards, all the way up to maybe, I want to say that's the 30-yard line. Now let's go, still mark at the 28.
Now there's still time, obviously 1 minute and 32 left, 3 timeouts for Bossier City, and we know that this offense with Johnny Pickler, they don't know anything about, you know, being conservative. They're going to push the ball downfield.
Handoff to begin the drive, under 2 minutes, and Noel, they're not going to be able to muster anything up and on that run.
First want to see if you can get anything going on the ground. And this second down will tell the story. They're going to go empty.
They do have to kick it to the Toros to begin the second half, and so here's the pass. There is Blue, 17 yards, first down.
Now, no needed to go with the no huddle or call a timeout. Maybe just a quick huddle, get back to the line after a few seconds of calling the play. And I'm expecting another throw here for Bossier City, for sure.
Just a single high safety, and Toros able to maintain everything in front of them except for the dangerous tight end, one of 2 that the Steelers have contracted to their roster. Handoff middle, Noel to the logo, gets 6, and there's our first timeout by Bossier City.
It's surprising of the run, but I guess you do have 3 timeouts, so you want to get as much as you can, and if you're being given the yards like that just easily, you may as well take them.
Second and 4. Under a minute to go here for Bossier City. 5-man rush, Pickler floating it, tipped away by Delaney Nash. Another brilliant play by another member of this stout secondary.
Now it's 3rd and 4, and you know, Bossier City, I believe, will remain aggressive. You know, they really do want to score before the end of the half if they can.
Callie in the lone receiver near side. He's got 2 DBs hitting for him company. Meanwhile, the 2 wide receivers on top, maybe just 1. Floater left side, looking for Noel on the swing screen, but he's going to be a yard short. Tackled by Spicoli. And the clock will roll, and I think the Toros will be content with letting this one roll.
Yeah, they will be content. Now the question is, does Bossier City get back on offense? No, they will put the punt unit. So really good stuff by the Toros here.
13 seconds to go in the half. They're going to let this one drain. Dimes waits all the way. Still going to wait. Might wait until the clock expires. And indeed it will. Bossier City will go into half. Up by 7. But the Toros are looking like one of those objects in mirror, looking closer than they appear after a late drive sees them cut in to that lead. Ramos, the Toros getting back into this game, but like you said, the defense has played very well. Both teams' defenses played extremely well here today.
Yeah, very, very well. You know, they've been able to contain the outsides very well. As also, a couple of scrambles from Eric Price has been really good. 4 attempts, 28 yards, and Johnny Pickler has delivered a few really, really good throws, but both of them also have delivered a couple of really errant throws for interception. So it's anybody's ball game. Again, a kick return is the difference. Let's see if the forward Toros can get a good return starting the third quarter.
And we're welcome back to the Stockyards here in Fort Worth, Texas. Thank you to all of you joining myself, Tyler Falk, and Ramos Lynn up here in the broadcast booth. Thanks for taking time out of your Saturday evening from wherever you may be to join us for some SFL action here on the Virtual Football Network. It's the Bossier City Steamers 14, Fort Worth Toros 7, and the Toros will get the ball to start half number 2, quarter number 3. Here comes the return for Gabriel, and he's up to his own 23-yard line, no further. And that is where the Toros will start their first possession of the half. And if it's not for the 2-minute warning or getting close to the 2-minute warning, Ramos, this offense did not look like it was going anywhere. Let's see if they maybe trot out that offense that was working here to begin the half.
Yeah, absolutely. And Eric Price has been able to move the ball with his legs as well. So that's, a piece of their offense they need to continue to work on in the second half.
Pass left side, open is McGee for the first down for the Toros. And he's had to show up tonight, and he shows up here to begin the half.
Yeah, shows up big time, and he needs to continue to show up. Him, Stephen Hacker and Robert Garrett Jr., as we were speaking in the first half, they really need to step up and be those targets for Eric Price.
And if you are just joining us, Fritchie out with an injury, and Jacobs not able to take part in today's activities, and so Toros down to just 2 wide receivers at the moment as Trammell comes up with the early tackle. And we've seen some pretty good football this weekend here, Ramos, mainly coming in yesterday's games where Arizona took down Sin City, Chicago falls to an upstart Charleston Predators squad, Mexico City gets back on the winning trail against Carolina, and Detroit outpaces the Albuquerque Adams. And we'll get your thoughts here in just a moment as Bacon gets the carry. It'll be 3rd and 2 coming up.
Swing pass, you got to make that third down more manageable, and they do exactly that. Now that puts Eric Price in potentially territory for a QB sneak. If not, you can try to run it with your running back.
Hey, look, they try and stretch it out with 0. Gets a couple of blocks, trying to turn the corner. He's taken down by his ankles. But it is a first down, 5th of the ball game for Fort Worth.
And then that's a tough combo to stop, right? You have to worry about the QB sneak inside, and then also you have to worry about the stretch play on that strong eye formation. So it's a good 1-2 combo here for the Toros offense.
Now from the Steamers' 46-yard line, they come out with an offset weak eye here for Price. Pushing the tight end further outside, trying to go up the middle with Bacon. Good hurdle out of a tackle, but brought down by Holdorf after gain of 7.
Yeah, you put that man in motion just to take another defender with him and leave the space open on the inside. A really good run for 7 yards. And again, this Toro offense finally finding that rhythm that they didn't have in the first quarter.
Look on 2nd down. Another Price QB sneak, and that's it up for the first down.
Again, I mean, that's not something that you expect on, 2nd and 3. You expect, again, 3rd and 1, 4th and inches. Not on 2nd and 3, but he's been doing a really good job at that.
And what that does, especially out of that heavy set, if you try and clamp down the middle, they have those stretches that have been working. Or if they want to, if they send everybody to try and stop the QB sneak, you've got Hacker on the outside that may want to go out for a pass. Here's Bacon trying to spin away from a tackle, but Barr's there, lowering the bar, and no entrance further down the field for Aaron Alexander.
Good blocking right there, though, for Fort Worth, being able to get 5 yards. And, those are the 5 yards they were not getting in the first half. They were getting stuff for only 1 yard, 0 yard gains, but now they're facing 2nd and 5, 2nd and 3 more often.
Left side here for 0 and 0 rolling forward, maybe a yard or 2 at best.
3rd and 4, maybe a little bit too far for that QB sneak. So they may have to rely on Price to throw the ball. Watch out for Stephen Hacker on that slant.
Linebacker creeping up, Biltz coming, underneath route, not caught by Gabriel. Had Fritchie not been injured, he would have been in, but Gabriel unable to haul it in, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, and you know, to your point, you sometimes you do have to rely on, you know, the next man up, right? You know, you cannot just completely change your playbook just because the guy is down. You know, sometimes it's next man up, and you know, he needs to make a play.
Sophia Peaches gonna try and punch this one through, and she does, making that lead even a little bit tighter now here for the Toros. 14-10 after Peaches hits her perfect 10 on the season. 10 for 10 now here in her inaugural campaign. 14-10 now your score, and well, by golly, by gosh, Ramos, VFN's live again. Please support our hard-working crew by smashing the like button, subscribing, and commenting on this video as well. It really helps the channel out. Turn on notifications so you'll never miss a live stream, highlight, or podcast. Thanks for your support of the Virtual Football Network and the SFL. This is a return from Axis, goes up to the 32-yard line. He's the man that got the scoring started, went off on the inaugural kickoff for a touchdown, but he's unable to get past the return team this time.
Yeah, and you know, ever since then, of course, you know, that return, Bossier City was able to score again on a touchdown, but it's been now 10 unanswered for the forward Toros. So this offense of Bossier City, even though they have the lead, you have to believe, feeling a little bit of that pressure now on the road to respond again.
Start with a run. Now this defense smelling blood in the water, knowing the Steamers have really been coasting since the first quarter.
Yeah.
Keying on that run, only a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, and the playbook has not been diverse enough over the last, I will say, you know, 12, 15 minutes of gameplay.
Run, better blocking this time here for the Steamers as Nimchik, he gets a good gain, maybe 6, and another injury for Fort Worth. What more can go wrong for the Toros tonight?
Unbelievable, and you know, it's not just, you know, a backup to the backup, you know, kind of thing. You know, they're losing members of their secondary, now a linebacker. They lost their returner to start the game. I mean, it's been brutal for the Toros.
And they only have 2 contracted linebackers to begin with, and so really it's just Todd Gracklefront now, who's only in his 2nd season in the league, that's really got to be the commander for this defense. And they'll try and run to the Steamers. That's an easy first down with one less hefty linebacker out there. Noel picks it up.
Yeah, it has to be now the game plan, right? Now that you adjust is you take advantage of that. It's just one less linebacker to worry about. You punish them.
Eckler, oh, what a beautiful deflection. Another one from this ball-hawking Toro defense. This time Adam Leach gets his mitts to it.
That's a great deflection, but that's also a bit of an errant throw by Johnny Pickler. He needed to put a little bit more air into that one because he had his receiver pretty open for a score, you have to believe.
Empty look behind Pickler. He'll more likely look to throw this one here on 2nd and 10. Just a 4-man rush pass. Mill wide open is the tight end. Garrison Blue already has a touchdown today. Now has another reception.
Yeah, although ever since that touchdown, he's been quiet. You know, he's been, in some blocking duties. But he's been pretty quiet. And Johnny Pickler's second half improves with that. You know, he had a pretty rough second quarter through that interception. And he was just not completely accurate to end the first half. But looking better here in the third.
First down for the
Oh.
Well run. He blasts one, but is blasted in return. 4-yard pickup.
And 4 yards here for the Steamers, and then you take that every time. You know, it's not going to make the highlight reel, but you know those are good plays to get you ahead of the sticks.
Shades of Toro offense. We see a fullback dive from William Henderson. And that's a first down, playing a little bit of bully ball with the Toros themselves.
The running game coming alive again, also because of the injury to Spicoli, but this running game coming alive, and now what do? They go empty.
Football right side, Banfield, only a couple yards, make that 4 on the stop route.
Moving the ball consistently, a methodical offense here for the Bossier City Steamers. Maybe gonna take this all the way to almost the end of the third quarter at this pace.
This is a fullback run and nowhere to go. Toros get in there, Delaney Nash with the heavy hit.
Really good time for a safety blitz right there by Delaney Nash. Good job by the defensive coordinator dialing that one up, and now it's 3rd and long, 3rd and 7.
Pickler gonna float it near side, open is Blue, trying to turn the corner. First down and staying in bounds to near the 5.
That's a really good route concept, Tyler, to beat that coverage. I mean, the defenders just got bunched against each other. It's just a good, rough play or pick play to free up the receiver wide open on the outside.
First and goal from the 5-yard line. Bossier City looking for their first points since the first quarter. Fullback dive, Noel, heavy hit, but couldn't finish it off. Hit from behind by the guy that comes in to replace Spicoli, that's Emmons.
Punishing hit. I mean, that's one of the best 2-yard runs you'll see this week.
Second and goal, Pickler under center. Just needs 2, fullback dive, and can't get it in. Gonzalez, the true fullback, can't get it done.
Very close. It's gonna be about 3/4 of a yard for the end zone. And I'll try it again. Just give it to him again.
Toros need this stop. Keep it to 7 points. Noel, nothing doing! Grackleflint, the leader of the linebacking core now, with Spicoli out, gets the 4th down forcing tackle.
You cannot overstate how huge that tackle is to make, to keep it a 1-possession game.
Field goal is up and good from Matt Fennick. He now remains perfect at 10 field goals this season. And just like that, back out to a 7-point lead here for Bossier City. It's 17-10. Tuesdays and Thursdays, the SFLM is on VFN. Season 11 is underway and resumes Tuesday, September 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern with the New York Gargoyles and Anchorage Wolves. Thursday, October 2nd, it's Birmingham hosting San Jose, Philadelphia at San Diego. See the SFL Stars of tomorrow right here on the Virtual Football Network. Brand new set of downs. Toros on their last 2 drives able to come up with a touchdown and a field goal. Can they come up with more points here on their second drive of the third quarter? Screen left side, Bacon getting away from his blockers, but it's gonna help him out. Maybe a gain of 15 in total, but a brilliant executed screen play.
Yeah, really good move, good patience by Bacon to allow the blocker to get there and pick up that block to pick up a first down. You're gonna see here on the replay, he gets the ball Kind of does a little bit of a hesitation move. Now you cannot see it on that camera angle, but it does a little bit of a hesitation move. The blocker gets there, and he gets 10 plus for a first.
First down from the 45. Flip out to Hacker on the sideline. That's 2 yards.
This is a classic South Division matchup, you know, Tyler. It's a lot of good defense, a lot of just back and forth, and one play, you know, may decide this whole game.
Price, middle open, McGee, showboat with a one-handed snag, and this could easily be a playoff-like atmosphere. Heck, most of these games they played were always looking to go to the postseason. Now this game is to even have a shot of making the postseason. You know these two teams are playing hard tonight.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, this is, you know, talk about urgency for both teams. They know they have to win this ball game.
From the 36, handoff, Bacon for a few yards, give him 5 in total. That'll be our final play of the third quarter. Toros driving on the outskirts of field goal range, but a touchdown will tie it as we enter in the fourth quarter here from the Stockyards. Get your fours up in chat. This is the SFL on the Virtual Football Network. Tyler Falcon, Ramos Lynn in the booth. JW Hartshorn and Zach Holdorf from Stats. Cameron Irvine back in studio. Looking for a first game break from the game going on opposite side of us. Between Oklahoma City and Houston, 0 on the call right side. Only a yard or two. Holdorf is there, 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2. Looks like split backs formation. They may just give it to Alexander here. See if they do.
Might be a blitz coming. They go to Bacon instead, who only gets a yard. Denied the first down yardage. They will have to settle for a field goal unless they try and go risky with it.
I don't think you do. I think you take the point.
And so here comes Sophia Peaches. 44 yards out from the right hash. Kick is up. It is good. We're back to a 4-point lead for Bossier City after that 7-play drive. Monday, Cameron Irvine and Charles Dougherty are back for the Monday Night Spectacular. This week, it's a battle of fresh starting quarterbacks. Skylar Christensen and Isaac Covert leading Queen City and Florida respectively into battle in a crucial midseason tilt. Kickoff is at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. The SFL lives on the Virtual Football Network. We're back and underway here. Just getting into the fourth quarter, only a 4-point lead. Here comes Nimchek on the return, out of one tackle, but cleaned up nicely by McLaughlin. At the 23-yard line, that is where Bossier City take over.
For Bossier City, again, they've had the lead the entire game. But, you know, the way they play in the first quarter and part of the second quarter, you feel like Bossier City is kind of disappointed that this game is only a 4-point game, Tyler. I mean, it fell for a while as, you know, the Bossier City were much better than Fort Worth, especially with all those injuries and the kickoff return touchdown. So, you know, they're kind of feeling that pressure that they need to respond again.
Trips on the left side, Pickler, oh, it's picked! Just couldn't put the touch on the ball he had earlier in the game, and Ben Stone picks off Pickler for the second time today.
We talk about players having to step up. Grackleflint did in the previous drive to stop that touchdown, and now Ben Stone has been holding the fort on the secondary for the Toros here in the second half. Gets another interception, and I mean, it's placed on a silver platter here for the Toros offense. I mean, at the 23-yard line, unbelievable.
A golden gift for the Toros. Can they turn it into points? 3 would bring them into just a point. A touchdown gives them their first lead of the game. Price looking for it all. Guides Hacker at the 2. Nearly got it all.
It's another great throw for Eric Price. A similar route as that skinny post. And just the safety not there quickly enough. The Toros are just 2 yards away from almost inexplicably taking the lead.
Down 14-0 at 1 point. Price diving, first lead of the game for the Toros.
Yeah, it had to be the quarterback sneak. That play has been money for Fort Worth all night long. They executed to perfection on that one again, diving in for a touchdown. And wow, I mean, it's such a resilient team, the Toros. I mean, I know that the season has not gone the way they wanted to, but they're always, there's a reason why they're always in contention.
Well, this is the big thing now for the Toros. As things stand, they join a logjam 2 teams away from the final wild card spot with 3 other teams: Sin City, Florida, and Queen City. Florida and Queen City, of course, playing Monday night, and so one of those 2 teams will end up with a 4th win. But a win as it stands for the Toros keeps them in the hunt. A loss for Bossier City as it stands really puts them in a world of hurt for any semblance of a playoff run. Still plenty of time left in this game, though.
Yeah, plenty of time. There's more than 8 minutes left in this game. Plenty of football left to play, and Johnny Pickler, he's a gunslinger, as I've said. He needs to make the throws. He needs to make the plays to bring his team back.
Pickler, who just threw it to Ben Stone the last drive, needs to shrug it off. He's got to lead his team again. Pickler over left pay inside, incomplete, looking for Kalia.
Decent throw, but a little bit low perhaps, and a good defensive play as well. So 2nd and 10, and then just first downs here for Bossier City in the second half. They've been unable to get really any positive plays.
Pickler, floater near side, gets Noel on the run. Out of 1 tackle, can't escape the 2nd.
3rd down and 6. Normally you will go, at least 3 wide receivers, maybe 4, and have a couple of them run past the sticks, maybe a couple running before the sticks, trying to get the yak. Put a man in motion.
Won't see a running back screen here. It's an empty backfield. Pickler got to throw beyond the sticks and tries to, but it's deflected up in the air. Incomplete. Ben Charms again. Another deflection for number 23. Give him that, his 2nd tonight.
And it's been Ben Stone and Ben Charles, both safeties. I mean, they've been just sensational, making huge clutch plays.
Questions being asked now of Bossier City. Have the wheels come off on this offense? Was all the good work done in season 24 all for naught when they got back to over 500 at 7-5 after going 3-9 in season 23? That good start they had early, now just floundering at the moment. Can't find anything. 4 straight losses. Last 2 giving up more than 10 points as a margin of victory to both squads, to both Arizona and Detroit. Now they're trying to hold back Bacon, who runs for 7 yards.
It's been the opposite for Fort Worth. On first downs, they are getting 5 yards, 6 yards, 7 yards. And that's making 2nd down and 3rd down easier. Now on 2nd and 3, that's where Eric Price is even doing the quarterback sneak and everything. So it's just that first down discrepancy between those 2 teams.
0 runs for the first down, and for Bossier City, it's still an uphill battle the rest of the way. Second worst, or second toughest, so that's probably the right word to say, second toughest strength of schedule remaining for Bossier City after tonight, with a combined record coming against them at 18-10 as Hacker hauls it in expertly to move the sticks.
Oh, what a one-handed catch. Not the best throw for Eric Price, as he had his receiver wide open and almost overthrew him, but a great catch for Stephen Hacker. A one-handed reception again, and a first down for the Toros, who, you know, if they're able to put the ball in the end zone, Tyler, you have to believe the game is essentially out of reach, the way the Bossier City offense is played in the second half.
The game has really come to the Toros, hasn't it, Ramos? They'd like more of this slow style game with suffocating defense, and eventually it came their way. Didn't start out that way, obviously, with Bossier City come out to a 14-0 lead, but now they're able to run their offense the way they'd like to. 4-yard gain here on first down.
Yeah, and it's been, again, you know, those successful plays on first downs that they didn't have early on in the game, and now they can play their style of football, and that's why the forward offense looks really well.
Hacker alone on the far side, another first down here for the Toros. And coming after this week here for Fort Worth. This is the second to last home game for the Toros this season. Back-to-back road games coming up against Mexico City and Chicago. Home for their final game in Week 14 against Charleston, and then they go on the road to finish out the season against Queen City in Minnesota. So still not an easy stretch for the Toros to hide out the remainder, but got to try and figure something else out. What a brilliant pass again! Hacker again, deciphering the defensive coverage.
Yeah, and really putting the ball at the perfect spot. I mean, that's maybe Eric Price's best throw of the night now. It's just a perfect pass. That was well covered, or pretty decently well covered by Bossier City. It's just there's no defense for a perfect pass.
Halfway to the end of regulation here in the quarter. Price with time, looking, and it's nearly picked off. Hits Hacker's back plate on the redirect. Bob Funk couldn't come away with the pick.
That was a Steamer's chance. You have to believe, Tyler. You know, you have to come up with those plays defensively to give your offense a chance to come back. That's one that Bossier City would like to have back.
Look at the total yards. At one point, the Steamers nearly had 100 yards total offense compared to the Toros 12. Now the Toros looking like they've been the better team all game long. Price off his back foot and a triple coverage. Another deflection, another incomplete pass.
Oh, that's probably his worst throw of the night. Yeah, I know he threw a pick, but that was more of a great play by Freddie Trammell. I mean, you cannot throw the ball off your back foot in triple coverage. That's just not going to go well. I know you're trying to connect with your number one guy. That's just not going to go well most of the time.
Can the Steamers finish off this defensive stand? For all the season, the final 5 minutes of every single game just haven't gone their way. Can they get a stop here? Price, end zone, caught McGee! They will not! McGee sees it through.
And then he bounces back with another hell of a throw. That's just right up the seam. McGuire and Funk looks like in coverage. And again, another perfect pass for Eric Price. And just out of thin air, you know, Tyler, this is a 10-point ball game. Something that, you know, seemed unthinkable just about 30 minutes ago of real time.
That is now the 4th consecutive drive for the Toros. Check that, 5th consecutive drive for the Toros where they've come away with points. After starting out with not 1, not 2, but 3 punts and 2 picks. They now lead by 10. return for the Steamers goes all the way up past their own 20-yard line. They've got their work cut out for them.
You know, they absolutely do. I mean, Fort Worth has scored 27 of the last 30 points of this game. I mean, it's after that, you know, kind of midpoint of the second quarter, where the Toros finally got something going on offense. I mean, they say, you know, that the toughest points to get are the first ones, you know, a lot of the time, and ever since then, this offense has been, you know, damn near unstoppable.
The Toros with 3 injuries tonight and a player who just couldn't take the field as well. So basically 4 injuries have done this, have come away with a 10-point advantage at the moment, and Bossier City looks powerless to stop it. They've lost all traction, all momentum. Fullback dive, down by 10 with under 5 to go. That shows the level that the Toros have deflated the Steamers and their endeavors tonight.
Yeah, and this is, you know, a very impressive win if it stands. You know, I know the Steamers have struggled this season, but, you know, again, it's a divisional game. There's no easy games in the South Division.
Banfield with a brilliant catch there. That'll move the chains past midfield. Sign of life now for the Steamers.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. That's a really good throw by Johnny Pickler. Good timing just after he got past the linebacker on that seam route. And even 3 points here for Bossier City is not terrible, Tyler. You know, that makes it a 1-possession game. Obviously, they want a touchdown, but even a field goal keeps you in the ballgame.
That's their first third down conversion since their first drive of the second half. That floater near side going for 6 yards. Bunch look that way again as it's 2nd and 4. Pickler into heavy traffic, incomplete. Is within the first couple of yards, so no PI.
Yeah, no, he was just throwing it to nobody. I mean, it was just a cluster of players. It was like about 6 different players right there in a span of, in a space of like 3 yards. So 3rd down and 4.
2 wideouts near side. DB creeping up, and the lone wide receiver on the far sideline. Deep drop, looking to triple coverage. Pickler's picked again. Ill-advised pass. Toros with their 3rd takeaway of the game. Tobias Gordon, another DB with a pick.
That's another sensational pick. I mean, we've seen some incredible athleticism on these interceptions as Tobias Gordon one-handed to, match Freddie Trammell what he did in the first half. But this just looks like an offense in Bossier City that just completely deflated.
If it wasn't Gordon, it would have been Davis.
Yeah.
Either way, it just, when you got 3 guys on one of your best receivers, unless you really trust your guy, you look the other way, and the Toros punish Pickler. Under 3 to go here in this one. The Toros looking for only their 4th win in 14 meetings against the Steamers franchise.
You know, and everything Fort Worth has to do right now is run the ball. You know, the defense has played so well. You know, you don't care if you have to punt. Like, you just run the ball, take it as much as you can.
There is a run. There is a hefty hit by Bogey Barr. No gain again. Be 3rd and 10 as this will take us more than likely to the 2-minute warning as Fort Worth just need to see it out just a little bit further. We'll see some timeouts come off the board here for Bossier City, trying to stagnate this drive. Give their offense, give their team, give their fans some hope. It's not been their season, and it's looking like they're going to finish below 500 unless they can make a comeback to start the comeback of the season, of the century. Toros 27, Steamers 17, final 2 to go in regulation. This is the SFL on the Virtual Football Network. Tyler Falk and Ramos Lynn in the booth. Third down upcoming for the Toros, who lead by 10. They'll run with Bacon. That'll gain 2 and no further. Trammell with another tackle. First timeout of the half for Bossier City. They will get the ball back with just under 2 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but again, that's something that they don't really care about. Just punting the ball, it's okay. The defense has been impenetrable here in the second half for the most part, and they just need to force Bossier City to call their timeouts.
Here comes the return from Axis, trying to rekindle the fire. Kind of like he opened the game with a bang with the opening kickoff return touchdown, but seen very little of Dave Axis since that touchdown. Not even in the passing category. He has only been targeted once today. It's been all Cali or Banfield or Blue.
Yeah. And then, something tells me they're going to be targeted a little bit more here over the last minute and 47 seconds. And they need to score, and they need to score now.
One would hope. He's lined up near side in the trips formation. Now Calia trying to even out the formation as he goes to the left-hand side. Dime package here for the Toros. We'll see a lot of passing here in a minute 47. Pickler, that one's nearly picked, and that nearly would have been game over already.
Delaney Nash coming here in the, slot DB position, lurking, and almost coming away with the interception that would have sealed the game. As you look at Johnny Pickler's numbers, just about 50% completion rate and 3 picks. It's a rough night for Johnny.
Something's got to give. Pickler almost gives it up. Third down.
More of the forward secondary that we're accustomed to over the last, many seasons, to be honest. One of the strongest units you will find in the SFL. And they're just not letting anything get past them.
3rd and 10 from just inside their own 29. Axis now slot left. Pickler, middle open is Calia. First step past the 40. There's their second timeout. As we get an update from Houston, and it's all Houston. If you've been looking for a better game of the two tonight, more than likely this one. 35-0 are the headhunters over the Oklahoma City Renegades. That game just entering the fourth quarter. Brand new set of downs. Steamers only have one more timeout. Pass left side, caught Blue to the Toro 45. There's the final timeout. Bossier City gonna have to go hurry up the rest of the way.
Yeah, we have to go hurry up the rest of the way. Obviously, if they happen to score either a touchdown or a field goal, it has to be a non-side kick. So a long ways to go here for Bossier City, but they're not giving up.
Give them credit. Gotta have heart when trying to make a comeback in this magnitude. Not just in the game, but for the rest of their season. And that one is nearly picked. Second almost pick of the drive for Delaney Nash on a similar looking play.
Yeah, like almost the same exact situation. It's been better when Pickler has tried to throw the ball a little bit more further down the field. Not completely deep, but maybe in that 12-yard range. 10 to 12 yards.
Banfield now slot near side. Pickler open, it's Calia to the 30. First down and more. Back to the line. They gotta go. Pickler, Calia into the 15.
Okay.
To the 14 officially. Minute 7 to go and ticking. And that one's deflected by Gond. The 8th pass deflection unofficially for the Toros defense.
What a play right there by Gond. I mean, if you cannot get to the quarterback and stack him, you have to put your hands up and try to deflect the pass. Great play.
Second down, minute 4 to go. Pass left side into double coverage. Got Calia near the 5-yard line. Officially ruled back at the 6. 100 yards today from Cali, but they're 7 yards away from the end zone. Pickler will spike it with 53 seconds to go.
Oh, I know that you want to stop the clock, Tyler, but you cannot give up on a down like that. You have to run an actual play on third down. Now you only have one chance, and yeah, you have to kick the field goal.
They'll take the sure points. It had to come either on this drive or potentially the next drive. Get the easy one out of the way is the methodology here from Bossier City. Fennec, second field goal of the game, which is good. That is going to help him out and help his team out get to within one score. He now ties Cliff Allen at 8th all-time in the most field goals made in SFL history with 217. Now he's got to try and kick an onside kick with 50 seconds to go in the ball game. It goes the distance, but it's hauled in by the Toros, and a flag comes in. It won't matter. Toros will escape. The Toros come back from 14 down to get their third win of the season and put the Bossier City Steamers season in jeopardy.
Yeah, and jeopardy is putting it lightly, Tyler, I believe, because I don't see too many teams making the playoffs at 5 and 7 potentially. So the Steamers may be already thinking of season 26, but what a win for Fort Worth. They will go up to 3 and 4, and at 3 and 4, you're still very much in it. They have a rough, tough road ahead, but this is step number 1 of a potential season comeback.
And so the late game heroics go for naught. The Toros put together 3/4 of a game, it should be said, Ramos. Yep. First quarter did not go their way, but they never gave up, and they played to their strengths, even through all the adversity, all 3 injuries. They still kept fighting, and they come away with this win. 27-20 is your final score from Fort Worth. Ramos, your thoughts before we sign off tonight?
It's not how you start, it's how you finish, and the Fort Worth Toros looked like, again, for the first 10-12 minutes of the ball game, as if it was going to be more of the same against this Bossier City Steamer team that, to be fair, has had their number, but they just rallied back, got those first points, and the defense just was completely locked down in the second half, coming away with a 7-point victory despite 3 injuries. A very, very impressive win for the Toros, coming back from 14-0 down.
Rice with 1 passing touchdown late in the game that really sealed it for him, getting it to Hunter McGee, but mostly it was his rushes that kept the drives going, those quarterback sneaks. 9 times he rushed, had a scramble as well, which put him inside the red zone. So full credit to Eric Price for helping lead this charge. And for the rest of the crew here for Fort Worth, doing an excellent job. That defense is no slouch. For Zach Holdorf, NJW Hartshorn, and Stats, and for the SFL Commissioner Cameron Irvine, and for my partner Ramos Lynn, I'm Tyler Falk. We'll see you for the Monday Night Spectacular at 8:15 p.m. Eastern between Queen City and Florida. Don't dare you leave us yet. We'll see you then. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.